cool. Now we are entered into AWS Cloud. A quick recap of our last classes. What we have done. So we already did some hands-on on EC2 creation and connecting to EC2 via SSH port. So for that you need to download key pair. Okay, key pair. So one quick question, why should I only connect this EC2 via SSH? Can someone answer please? Can't I connect with other port number?
Yeah, SSH port number is 22. We can connect through 22 port only.
Why? So if it is a Windows server, can I connect through SSH to Windows?
No, that is a RDP. We need to connect through RDP. 3389 something port number.
Yeah, yeah. So let's say I have Linux server and also Windows server. For Linux and Windows, do I need this key pair or not?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is required for
It is
KPIs.
required. Yeah, that's right. So whatever the server you create, you need a key pair. If you are willing to go without key pair, then you must enable SSM. So there is a SSM agent in the AWS. We'll come to that point. Without key pair also, we can create an access with SSM in the AWS. That's cool. So we have created EC2 instances of Linux and Windows, and we've seen some basic structure of a sample application of a temple run, right? And we also accessed, and we also covered that public and private IP concepts, how we will be going to access the public one and the private one, and what are the advantages, disadvantages and all. And based on these topics, so now the actual network is going to start on the AWS cloud. Not only on the AWS cloud, the same concept with Azure, the same concept with GCP as well. So that's, we can call it as cloud networking. So what is this cloud networking? So cloud networking. So this cloud networking based on the cloud data centers. Based on the cloud data centers. Let's say this is my AWS account. Whenever you logged in into your AWS account, your account is on the public data centers of the AWS. Public data centers of the AWS. That means you are a public profile on the AWS data centers. Okay. Now, how can I build or replicate my network in order to create my project over the AWS cloud? Now you are seeing, right? Netflix, WhatsApp, and these other applications. Every application at some point in some AWS or a Azure or a GCP on one of the cloud, they have deployed their application. The application is running in their cloud only. But how they did it? What is the configuration behind the scene? Every company, they will follow their own network. What is the own network? Private network. It is a private network, like your own data center. Example, if you're creating your own data center, you will take your own private IP addresses and you will make it private completely. And then you will expose your data center by using some internet service providers to the public internet. But those kind of configuration, how can I do it over the AWS cloud? So that is the first point where we have to learn infrastructure as a service, IaaS, infrastructure as a service. I would like to create my infrastructure over the Amazon public data centers or a public cloud. Let's say public cloud. Let's say I have my account. So I'm going to define a range. So this is my range. So this is going to be my network range. This is going to be my network range. Yeah. I'm going to call this as VPC network. I'm going to call it as VPC network. So this diagram in every organization, whenever you go and see, so they'll make a one blueprint, the original blueprint where they define everything, high level domain diagrams and low level domain diagrams will make it up. Okay. So typical diagrams also will do. So it should look like this. Let me draw a diagram. First, we will take the AWS region. Okay. So this is my AWS region. Let's take, yeah, let's take this one. So this is my AWS region. Which region it is? Let's say it is a Mumbai region. AP South -1. So it is a Mumbai region. It is a Mumbai region. Inside this region, I have to define my own network. I have to define my own network. So for that, we will go into take VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. It's a virtual private cloud. Now if you can see, so this is going to be your virtual private cloud inside this region. Inside this region, this is going to be your this is my network. I will define this network as one of my development network. Okay. First I'm developing my application. So I'll call it as development network. Development network. Okay. And here I will define a range, network range. We call it as CIDR. CIDR, custom interdomain routing. So which is nothing but your subnetting or a net masking. We have discussed, right? After IP address, we will give a slash. Now, I would like to create my own network over the AWS data centers. So it's a logical boundary. I have to say, hey AWS, give me this network privately to me. So what is the network? 10.10.0.0 slash 16 slash 16 10.10.0.0 slash 16. When I say this, so this means 16 network it AWS is going to give me. The 16 network, which is nothing but 65,535 IP addresses are available in this range. That means 65,535 servers I can create in this network. Where? On AWS data centers. On AWS data centers I can create. Okay. So this is my CIDR of this VPC. Are you going to directly create the servers under this VPC? No. 65,000 IP addresses are there. How you will organize them? So that is the matter. How you will organize them? We are going to create a subnetworks. Under this, we will be using the subnetworks. We will be using this subnetworks. So this is public subnet and one more is a private subnet. So this is a public subnet. It is visible, right? And this is private subnet. So what is this public subnet and how much this public subnet CIDR is? This public subnet CIDR is nothing but 10.10.1.0/24. Let me tell you this why I took this. Let me increase this font. Okay, and here 10.10.2.0/24. I'll say 18. Okay, now you can see this IP addresses range. IP addresses range you can see. My public IP address range is 10.10.1.0/24. Private subnet is 10.10.2.0/24. Now let me come back to the board. So this is my VPC network. Inside this 65,000 IP addresses are there, right? So I would like to divide them into a subnetworks. So this is one of my subnetwork and this is another my subnetwork. How many subnetworks you can create? Let's say here I took 24. Here I took 24. That means 254 IP addresses I can use under this subnetwork. So this network VPC is nothing but a parent. Subnetwork is nothing but a child. Like that you can assume, okay? He's a parent and it is a child. So parent network is 10 dot, parent network is 10 dot 10 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0 slash 16, right? Which is 65,535. Now under this I created 10.10.1.0/24. That means how many? 254 IP addresses are available. So if I create one of the server, if I create one of the server or two of the servers, what will be my IP address? My IP address will be 10.10.1.12/24. So these two things are constant. It will not change. These two things are constant. So after this, you defined one subnetwork. After one, 254 servers you can create. Similar way, if you do it here, 10.10.2.0/24. Here also you can create 254 IP address. Let's say you want /23. Then 500 IP addresses you can create. This is from the calculator you'll get to know. If you go and search this in calculator, you'll get it. So like this, here 254 and here it is 500. 754 IP addresses you have managed with two different subnets. And like that, you can go on until 65,535 IP addresses you can fill under this network. So in this subnet, you can create 200 servers, run an application for 200 servers. In this subnet, you can run 40 servers, run one application with 40 servers. Another subnet is there, run databases over there. So like this, the network will be built over the cloud. The network will be built over the cloud. So these are sub networks over the main network. Sir, can't I directly create the server without subnet? No, you cannot able to create. Any network, subnet concept is mandatory, especially in the cloud. If your normal data center, yes, you can do it. But in the cloud concept, you will not able to do once you define a VPC. Once you define a VPC, under that you have to surely define subnet. Then only it is possible to create a server. Are you clear on this? Any questions? This part is clear, right?
Yes, clear.
Yes. Okay. Now I'm taking the subnet, right? So where is AWS data centers? Where is AWS data centers? So I will take this subnet based on the data centers. Based on the data centers. So let me draw a diagram for you for easy understanding. Now I have a region, right? So this is my region, Mumbai region. In this Mumbai region, I have three availability zones. I have three availability zones. One is availability AZ1, availability AZ2, and availability AZ3. These are main data centers, right? As we discussed. And this is AZ3. Okay. Now you are defined a network of these three. You first said that VPC is means you said like I want these three data centers with my VPC network, and then your sub network. You have to choose either you want one data center or you can go with three data centers. It's your choice. If you want high availability, now you are defining this is logical, guys. So this is logical only, logical boundary. You cannot see with eyes. It's not a physical. This network you cannot see with the eyes. Servers you can see with eyes. But this whatever the network we are defining, you cannot see with eyes. Now I'm defining public network, right? Which is /24. I can define like this. Hey, include these two data centers. Or you can just only go with single data center. Availability zone will say as per availability one zone, you can create one subnet. Can create one subnet and create a one more subnet on this. Create one more subnet on this 1A, 1B and 1C. You are defining the subnetwork, a logical subnetwork under your VPC over the data centers of the Amazon. So the servers will be created here. The servers will be created here. So we will see this lively. Just keep this in mind. So this logical boundary we are going to create an availability zones. Okay. Now this is my public and private. What I'll take? I'll take availability zone. So this is my availability zones. So this is one availability zone, 1A. I'm taking in one public subnet only. And similar way, so this is my third one. I have three, okay. So this is AP South, AP South 1A. AP South 1A, it is not coming. AP 1A. So this is AP South 1B, and this is AP South 1C. Okay. So here I will create the server EC2 instances. EC2 instances. Here I will create. In one of the availability zone, I'll create my EC2 server. So this is my network. What are all the important components we need to create this network over the cloud? What are all important components we need? We need 5 components mandatory. You go on any data center, you go on any cloud technology or any cloud data centers also. These 5 services are mandatory. Now, one is VPC we have already defined. Another one is subnet we have already defined. So rest 3 things are there. So one is internet gateway. One is internet gateway. Internet gateway. So this is my internet gateway. Inside your AWS, there is a service called internet gateway, IGW. Okay, we call this IGW. Okay, short. And then there is one more service called route table. Route table. So this is the route table. There is a route table. And then you will be having one more service called security group. One more service called security group. So this is the security group. I'll just highlight here. This is security group. This is security group. Okay. How this my server? You create one server or 3 servers, 10 servers, doesn't matter. This is your network. Inside the subnet, whatever you do, you create server, you create database, you create whatever. We don't care. Okay. That is your private network. AWS is telling that this is your private network. Whatever you do, it's on your engineer's hand. So this is a service I'm giving you on the infrastructure. So whatever you do, that's in your engineer hand, and whatever your engineer do, we uh, we charge price on your service. Means whatever the usage you are doing for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, whatever you are using, we will be going to bill on your account. So this is what they say. What is this route table? We call it as RT, route table. Listen carefully. Now I'm running one application. Let's say here I'm running one application. Here I have deployed my EC2. Let me take any application, a sample application. So any one business use case application or a CRM application we are running here. Okay. So this is my application, or otherwise let me take Not coming. Fine. Uh, some application is running here. Okay. So this is one application. Now there is an internet, your browser. Okay. Your internet is there. Internet. So this is nothing but your browser, and you have a user. When user is searching something about your application, it is searching. He will search in the browser, Chrome browser. Okay, he'll search in the Chrome browser, and this one will going to find this internet gateway. So this one is going to find internet gateway on your cloud. So this route is also attached with your VPC. This internet gateway is attached with your VPC. Why? Okay, so this is attached with your VPC, and then the same service is forward to your route table. Your route table. So this route table will be associated with your subnetwork. With your subnetwork. And here your security group will be in front of your inbound and outbound access to your EC2 instance. To your EC2 instance. See, whenever you search anything, the application which is deployed on this server, you say www.abc.com like this. So this is going to find the DNS with your browser DNS top level domains. So which is going to reach the internet gateway. Let me, someone is joining. Okay. So which is going to reach your internet gateway. So this internet gateway, since it is working for your VPC, it will forward to route table. What is the role of this internet gateway? See, this is your private IP, right? This is also your private IP, right? I said private IPs will not able to communicate internet work. Sir, internet. They are not able to communicate over the internet. Then I have deployed my application in the servers, right? Then I should get internet so where user can access my application. Ultimately for what? I am doing a business with my application. So users need to access it over the public network. But to secure, I created my own private network. In it, I deployed this application. Okay, I deployed this application. This internet gateway will act like incoming internet service provider. This internet gateway act like, so it will receive this internet communication. It will establish this outside of the world network to your private network. It will establish a connection. That's why your request come to this. When this request come to this, so the request will check, oh, for which VPC I'm working. I'm working for this VPC, development VPC. Okay. So in development VPC, there are some subnets. I don't have that information. In order to get that information, it will forward the request to the route table. Now what is the role of route table? Route table, it's like a map. It is like a map. So you will always define what should happen. So if a request coming from source to destination, you will define where to where it has to go. So these things, my subnet IP address there, right? So this IP address you will write here in this route table. When the request come to this route table, it will check that is this IP address is here or not. If it is here, is this connection made or not? If it is made, then yeah, you are allowed. Go to the server. So while it is reaching to the server, so there is a security group. It is coming incoming, right? It is coming in an incoming way. When it is coming in an incoming way, we are already defining how a person should communicate with me, or SSH, or HTTPD, right? Or HTTPS and HTTP. On what protocol a user can communicate with the server. If I allow that, then it will allow. If I deny that, then it will drop the request here. If you are allow, then it will go to the server, and the business logic, we have front end, back end, right? The business logic will be working here, and you'll get with outbound access similar way the response to your system. This is how your application will work. To give you more clear clarity, simple. Simple. So let me come to this board. There is one building. Just a minute. Let's take one example. Yeah. Okay. If you see this, so this is a building, right? Here, here, this building and this land. So this land is not yours. This is a gated community. This land is not yours. Is this building yours? No, this building also not yours. But you are the owner of this one specific flat. You are the owner of one this specific flat. You are not the owner of even the entire floor. You are a owner of your own flat. This is the same concept of your VPC. This nothing but AWS region and the data centers. And this building is nothing but VPC. Building, entire building, a tower is nothing but VPC. So inside this VPC, there are different floors. Those are nothing but subnetworks. In one of the subnetwork, your flat is there. In one of the subnetwork, your flat is there and you are sitting here, right? If your guest or a person, I want to meet you, then how should I come? I should come from the gate, right? The first point. To your private, this is complete your private space, your community private space. Your community private space to the outside world, which is making connection, this gate only, right? The main gate. So this is nothing but your internet gateway. Internet gateway. And I should enter like this. And once I entered, so this I know that, so this is the tower. Then how can I reach to your flat, to this subnet? How can I reach? Then there is a lift, right? So there is a lift. Lift is nothing but your route table. My lift is already configured to reach this subnet, to reach this floor, right? So it is already defined. So I can get into the lift and I can press on the button of the particular subnet or a floor. Then I'll come here. Okay, I came here And when I go into enter into your house and there is a dog. There is a dog or a key locker. Okay. So dog knows you, then it will allow. If it is allow, then while you exit, it won't say anything to you. Right? So that is outbounding. But at inbounding only it will check. Outbounding it won't check. Dog will not tell you or do anything while you are going out. While you are coming only it will do. So that is nothing but your security group. So this is the network. This is how you take uh, Azure VPC network, V network, or you take VPC network of the GCP, you take any other data center. So this is the concept. So are you all clear on this diagram? Any doubts? Please unmute and speak.
Yes, sir. Please.
Cool. Nowhere you didn't get any single doubt. From last 30 minutes I'm speaking, you should get one single doubt at least. If you no doubt, then I'll go and I'll create this infrastructure now. Okay then, let's create the infrastructure. Let me go to AWS console, okay, and log into my account. So I'm in my AWS account. The first topic I need to search here VPC and just start it and open this one. One thing, before I'm going to start, let me tell you one concept. Now I have multiple regions, right? Multiple data centers, multiple things. I said any application that in order to work in AWS by including all these data centers, you need this VPC 5 components VPC, subnets and internet gateway and route table and security group. Okay, so these 5 components are mandatory. One thing, anything you need to create in every cloud, this is mandatory. Now I am accessing the console, right? Accessing the AWS console. Accessing AWS console itself is a web application. It's a web interface. Itself is a web application. And this web application is also use these things. You created an account, right? So automatically these things by default add on your account. By default add on your account. So you will be having a default VPC, you will be having one default subnet, and you will be having one default internet gateway, and you will be having default route table and security group. Previously, we should not delete these things. If you delete, you will not able to perform some of the actions in the cloud. So if you deleted by mistakenly also, you need to raise a complaint request to the AWS, and then they will recover it for you on your account, specific to your account only. But now, even though you delete, you can manage it by creating an alternative VPC. But the thing is, these 5 things are by default on your account. VPC. So VPC will have CADR and it is free. 5 VPCs you can create on this free tier account. Subnets also free. Internet gateway also free, but based on the inbound internet communication, it will cost on your account. Route table is free. Security group also free. No need to pay any single rupee for these things. But over the period you are using for your infrastructure, and they will be calculated on based on these resources. Since you are on the enterprise account. Now over the free tier account, no need to worry. You can practice up to 5 VPCs parallelly. And you will be having a notes here. Just please go and read all these notes in detail. Everything will be here already. How we have taken, what is this and all. One thing I forgot to mention, my internet gateway means it is accepting the traffic, right? It is accepting traffic from anywhere. That is nothing but 0.0.0.0/0. From it is accepting the traffic. Okay. Here you can see all the things I have mentioned, how the security group will be and how the rules applied. Everything you can see it in this notes. Please go read notes, see the video, and please do a practice. We discussed security group is a stateful firewall. Everything I have mentioned, please go and read. Where we are? Yeah. Now I am on the my portal. So this is the VPC board, and the left side you can see VPCs, your VPCs. When you click on this, you can able to see. So there is one VPC is there, one VPC is there, and 2 VPCs are there. How you can find out which is the default VPC? If you scroll right side, default VPC. Yes, the down one is the default VPC. So I don't want this VPC. I'll select this. I'll go and delete this. In your case, it will be not there. Unable to delete until you're following the action of ENI cards. Okay, cool. Forget about this. In your dashboard, you will be able to see this one default VPC. Now you can see the IP address range 172. What is 172? Private IP address only, right? 31 0.0/16 slash 16. Under this network, if I go and create subnetworks, what is my subnetworks? And the downside you can see these are the details. And if you click on how this IP address came automatically whenever you create this account, it came from DHCP set. I told you, right? Dynamic host configuration protocol, which automatically give you the network IP addresses. Since your account is created initially, AWS will give you a random IP address for you for default VPC, and you get it from this. You will be get it from this. Under this, you can create subnetworks, and again one DHCP will give you a random IP address for your server. Cool. If you click on this resource map, so this is the resource map. This is VPC. These are the subnets. You can see subnet AP South 1A, AP South 1B, AP South 1C. So these are availability zones, right? Availability zones. And these subnets are connected to my route table. And this route table is connected to my network, which is nothing but IGW, Internet Gateway. So this is how your traffic will enter. This is how the traffic will enter. Cool. Now if I go to subnetworks, I will be having this, forget about these names. There is no name, right? So that is the default one. If you come right side, the second one, default subnet, yes. Default subnet, yes. And now if you see the subnet CIDR, the subnet CIDR 172.30.0.0/20/20. That means go to your IP calculator. Go to your IP calculator. What is the IP address here? The IP address is 172.32.0.0.0/16, right? /16. 16 means how many? 65,534 IP addresses I can use. So in class B, when I say /20, so /20, in this 65,534 IP addresses, I am taking some amount of IP addresses. Go and click. 4,000 IP addresses you took. So this is for one subnet. This is for one subnet. The same thing here. So this is for one subnet. Where an availability zone of AP South 1B availability zone. 1B availability zone, it is there. It is created. Similar way, if you go to route table, you have this route table. So this is the default route table. And if you go to internet gateway, you will be having one internet gateway separately. This is also default one. This is also default one. Okay. Now I would like to create my same network. What do you have to do? Go to create VPC. Click on VPC only and VPC and more. So when you click on VPC and more, so this is the automation process. It will create all these resources, the 4 resources for you automatically. You just need to define the values. You just need to define the values. Okay. So the connections, whatever the connection I made here, the connection, these arrows, right? So these connections automatically it will connect. If not, we can do manually. If not, we can do manually. Shall we do manually or shall we do automated way?
Yeah, we'll try manual first.
Yes, manually. If you see VPC, here I would like to give a name. Whenever you follow any naming convention in your organization, please be specific to the naming conventions, which makes a big difference. Okay. So if you go to the notes, I have mentioned how you should maintain a naming conventions on this environment, application and VPC. For subnet environment, tier, availability zone and subnet. Security group like this. So you can go prod e-commerce VPC, prod web 1A subnet, prod database MySQL SG. So this will be a very clear display when anyone after you, any junior joined also, they can understand. So naming convention is very, very important. So let me say we are on the development, right? So development. What I would like to do? So dev hyphen web application I'm going to deploy. So VPC, I'm telling VPC. IPv4 is my IP addresses I need to take. Here you can see CIDR block size must be between the maximum and the minimum. Slash 28 is minimum, slash 16 is the maximum. Reverse, okay? 10.10.0.0 slash 24 according to our diagram. Sorry, 16. Okay. Now, give a tags here. Automatically the tag is available here. Tagging also very, very important while you are doing any billing. Okay. With this tags only you can identify the things. Otherwise, uh, you have to manually do with AWS config service, or you have to take advisor from the AWS enterprise. Then that could be easy for you to show. But even tagging makes very important role. So please don't forget while you are creating anything, while via Terraform also or via manually also. Just don't forget, give a proper tags. Cool. And then create VPC. My VPC is created. The first part I have completed. What is my second part? Subnet. So I would like to create a subnet. Go create a subnet. Under which parent network you are creating, select your parent network, where dev VPC is my parent one. This is default and this is another one. Okay. This is my parent one. If you come down, what is the name of it? Dev subnet hyphen 1A I would like to take. I'll say subnet. Public subnet or a private subnet. I would like to take a public subnet. I would like to take a public subnet. Okay. And which is the available zone? Which data center would you like to take, buddy? So here you can select 1A, 1B, 1C. This is the interview question. In recent interview, one person has asked, can I extend my subnet to two different availability zones? No. That means what he asked, can I create a subnetwork like this? No. Because you can see here itself, the configuration. The configuration here. Will you able to select two available zone at a time? I selected this one. I selected this one. Is it selecting two? No, only single. So you can only give this 1A. And what is my IP address? Don't give the same IP address for your subnet and as well as VPC. So this is the VPC CIDR. Under this I have to define. So I need some amount of IP addresses from this network. I just wanted to take random IP addresses. I want according to my application, according to whatever the web application I'm going to deploy, I hardly need 150 IP addresses or hardly need 250 IP addresses or uh, 40 IP addresses. 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot will be a constant because the parent is a constant. Then after 10 it makes difference. You can add 1 like this up to 254 you can add 1 to 254. Dot 0. That is a good question. Can we change availability zone after creating a subnet? No, you cannot. Interview question. You cannot able to change it. So 10.10.1.0 slash 24 or slash 28 or slash 29. I'll take /28. So when I take this, how many IP addresses under this? 14 IP addresses it will come for me. 14 servers I can create. One more thing, one important question or an answer. Whenever you create a VPC, so there are 5 IP addresses are reserved. 5 IP addresses are reserved. So for network communication, AWS will take these 5 IP addresses reserved to create some network interfaces for your network. Okay, and whatever we are seeing will be not going to available under your IP addresses. So while we creating, it will also show. We'll see that. Now here, see here /28. How many 16 IPs will be available? But one is 0, one is broadcasting. 2 IP addresses you have to minus, I said. By minusing 2 IP addresses, you can see you are getting 14 here. Okay, that's cool. Then I'll go with create subnet. My subnet is created. And what about my route table? I have to create a route table as well. So create a route table, give a name, dev rt web public, right? So like this. And which VPC? You're working for which VPC? Dev web VPC. Create route table. And one more thing, internet gateway. So go click on create internet gateway. Name dev igw pub. It's enough. Dev igw VPC. Okay. And then create internet gateway. Now let me come to the diagram. I created this one. 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 What I left? I left this one and this one. This two I need to complete. So let me make these connections. Let me make these connections, okay? First, internet gateway. Go back to the internet gateway. Which is my internet gateway? So this is my internet gateway, which is telling detached mode. My internet gateway doesn't know for which VPC I have to work. Click on it. Go to actions. Attach to VPC. Select your VPC, dev web VPC, because other VPCs are already attached. Interview question. You cannot attach one single internet gateway to multiple VPCs. You can only attach to single VPC only. And attach the internet gateway. That's it. It is attached. The second part, I have to go to route table. So this is my route table. So if you see in the diagram, for my route table, two connections. One is from internet gateway and one is to the subnetwork. Okay, I have to make this. Select this route table. Come down to your routes here. Click on this routes. Here you can see this is the VPC IP address, right? That is a local network. Click on edit routes. And here add the route. So you're adding route from where? Anywhere. You are making a connectivity to your internet gateway. Internet gateway is always work on 0.0.0/0. Click on this. Select the target. Which one? Internet gateway. We have this many things, but internet gateway. Click on this. Select this. Save the change. That's it. You made one connection. And the second connection. Associate with your subnets. Click on this. So there is no subnet here actually. Click on edit subnet association. Here it is showing this one. Select this, save association. So I made my connections actually. This one I made, this one I made, this one I made. Any doubts as of now? Any confusion? Am I going speed, slow? Cool. Um, are you clear on the connections? Please, Nagesh, Nagendra, Priyanka,
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Akhila. What about you, Anji?
Clear, sir.
Because next class I'll going to ask questions. So please, cool. Uh, Mr. and Ravindra, both of you, are you also clear, right?
Yes, clear is.
Yes, clear.
Cool. Now let me create a server and also this security group. So for that, I have to go to EC2 section. Open your EC2 section separately. Can someone guide me how to create an EC2 instance?
We need to click on instance
Okay,
and then launch instance.
okay.
We can create the name and tag.
Tell me the name.
VPC or dev VP.
Tell me dev
Yeah,
VPC.
any dev VPC
Fine.
instance we can.
Okay. And
And then we have to select the AMI, which
which
is
one?
Linux by default.
Do you want any other want to select or you want to okay with Linux?
Yeah,
Windows selected, sir.
Sorry,
Windows.
Windows. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Windows will be a slow process. Select Ubuntu or Linux.
Linux.
Okay. And then
then we have to select here instance type micro. I think micro will be better if we are
okay.
just using. Okay.
Hmm.
Key pair we have to select.
New one or existing?
If we have in the downloads, we can, it is fine. Else we can create a new one.
I have downloaded this multi-cloud and now
Okay.
coming to this part. So this part is my network part. You have to click on this edit and which is the VPC which we created?
The one first one.
This one. And then this is my subnet automatically available for me, right? And you want public IP address to given to your server or not. It's your choice. If you want to make it web, then go with the enable. Then it will give you one public IP address. And coming to the security group. So security group, I would like to create a new security group, which is the name is dev web pubsg. I'll give the same description here as well. And the type is you can select all traffic anywhere 0.0.0. Come down 8 GB. That is enough. right? So that is enough. One more thing is, okay, fine. One server and go and launch instance. I created security group right here. Yeah. So I have done rest of the parts. Let me wait for this server. It is in pending. Now it is in running. So I would like to connect to this server. I would like to connect and deploy once hello world or something. Can someone guide me please?
Yeah. You need to click on the connect SSH client, copy SSH.
Open my terminal. pwd. I'm in my downloads. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sudo I.
Then
So we can use sudo I also, right,
yes.
Rajni?
Yes. Yes. You can use sudo I also. Then
So yum update.
then okay. So as of now, okay, Priyanka. So, some other, please, anyone who know this process.
IP space A, we can see the IP address of the server and net start hyphen RN.
Okay.
Hyphen, no hyphen, IP space A only.
Okay. So this is
This is the
loopback
IP.
IP address. You can see
Yeah.
loopback. We discussed in the network classes, right? Loopback is nothing but 127, but here it is linking with your direct connect with your network interface, and it's clearly telling you that I network 127. Cool. Then
Yeah, we can check the routes also for that. Can use the command IP route, IP space route, or net start hyphen RN.
I would like to deploy one static application. This command is okay.
Okay, okay. We can clone the any git clones something. Okay.
Okay. So first we will do yum install httpd.
HTTP.
HTTP.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
This is a web service. You clone even. So if you're not dealing with any Java or Python, those runtimes, then we can even we deal with them also. We can forward the traffic through the web services only. And now, once you install this, you need to go to slash var slash www slash html.
HTML.
So we need to
Okay.
start also, right, Rajni?
Yes.
Systemctl start.
Yes. vi index.html.
HTML.
So if you are not aware about the VI process, we'll cover this in the Linux classes. For easy purpose, you wanted to do, see, give a cat, okay, greater than, give index.html, and then it will enter a blank space for you. Welcome to VPC class. Give it like this, and use in your keyboard Control D. Okay, enter Control D. So it will save. How can I see this? Index.html. Here it is there. So in order to get over the public, I need to use system ctl
System
start
start.
httpd. That's it. That's it. It deployed. You just come to the public IP address. Take this public IP address. Now search. It opened. Right? It opened. Now, sir, last time also I shown the same thing. Then what's make a difference? By just selecting the VPCs. Now how can I conclude that this is in my network? How can I validate or check or prove you that this is in my own network over the AWS public accounts? If we go to our diagram, I'll just disconnect this one or this one. Let's remove a connection from this one of the connection and then we'll see that are we able to access this application or not. So let me go to route table. So this is my route table, right? This is my route table. I had subnet connections and I had this internet gateway. Which one we will remove?
We can remove the route 0,
This
0,
one.
0.
Okay. So edit
Yes.
routes and I'm going to remove. Save it.
Yeah.
Now I'll come to this. I'll do a refresh. Am I able to reach? No. That means my application is in private or public. It is in my network. It is in my
Not pub.
network. Sorry.
So now it is not a public, right?
Public IP address is there to make internet connectivity. But where is your application? It is in your own network. If you define these 5 components only, you will be able to connect to this. Until unless you're not, then it won't work for you. You go work on any project on AWS or Azure or GCP. This is the concept. Okay. If I go here, where is route table? If I go here, edit routes, just add route 000 internet gateway and just select this and save. It came. Just within milliseconds it will come. Because the network is dropping here. The network is reaching up to here and it's dropping here. That's why you are seeing connection timeout. When your physical layer, data link layer, network layer and your session layer where the connection is not happening, it will drop. Okay. So even if you allow here and you remove this, it will drop here itself. At network layer, session layer, okay. Transport layer and network layer, sorry. Transport layer and network layer, it will drop. So this is how the connectivity will happen. Are you all
I
clear, right?
understand, Rajni, like you asked that how could you justify that this is your particular network, right?
Hmm.
Then you explain all this.
Hmm.
Now, if we disconnect particularly one net means this route table or something, then how could you justify it that still we are the admin of it?
See, I have a console access and I'm creating with my admin permissions. So I am a owner of this account. I'm creating this. That's why I'm making this a user request to work for my application. I'm telling this infrastructure, this particular user, let's say I'm an owner and you are a user of my application. I'm telling you, will you able to access this application or not? So if I not make this connection and you will be dropped here. Simple. You will be dropped here automatically. That means my application is in my own network only, right?
Is there any way to find out the logs to which connectivity is lost?
So if you are trying to find out this one, so let's say now, let me, there is a service already, VPC flow log we will say, but VPC flow log is advanced concept. Now in this route table, edit and drop this one, okay, and you have this IP address. Open the terminal, ping. Am I getting response? No. Then what ultimately we do? Trace route. Trace RT. So it is going to this it is exiting my broadband and then it is going to somewhere. Then the network will be hidden. Whenever you see star 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 and the network will be hidden. And what is this IP address? Search whose IP? At New Delhi. Okay. It's connecting at New Delhi. It is getting exit from our India from the New Delhi gateway. Okay. Then it will give a one last IP address which is at the AWS side. Why I am telling this, if you are working on a bigger applications where multiple networks are involved, you can do like this. Otherwise, you're not aware about this and there is no on-premises connectivity or there is no network knowledge with you, then there is a service called VPC flow logs. VPC flow logs. Subnet ingress. Where it is? 1 minute. Flow logs VPC features. If you select one, you can hear flow logs. Select any VPC. So it is not giving directly. Previously it is used to route from it. So click on this and click on this flow logs. Here if you create any flow log, so this flow log for what IP and what traffic you are accepting over your VPC network, that will be going to log with your VPC flow log. Our next concept is that only. Okay. Here, so we're going to see that any attacker is attacking on us or from which location. Even though you are accessing from your location, I can find your IP address with this. I can easily get to know that from where you are accessing. Simply. So whenever any malware attack or anything is done, then the first thing will come and will identify here that IP address from the VPC flow logs. But the thing is, this VPC flow log, when your request is entering into the VPC, but here the log is dropping here itself before entering into the VPC. Before entering into the VPC. In that case, you need to depend on this terminal trace route only. Terminal trace route, or if you are searching for any particular network, then in your data center or in your company, they will maintaining one network logger, or they will maintain Wireshark or other network monitoring tools, SMTP, I guess. Yeah, SNMP. So from there, they will find out where exactly which location it is dropping. You can see, so this count will give you up to 30. So any trace route you do, it will only support up to 30 hops. The network is hidden. Since the network is hidden, you can't able to see it here. So you can only find from your network monitoring tools. Okay. And I want you to someone raised hand.
Yes, Rajini, like a resource map is also there in the VPC, right? There also we can see like whether the route table has been detached or not. Yeah,
Detach or not, okay, we can see from resource map. But request,
yeah,
where the request
yeah,
is dropping, we don't know, right? So this is inside the cloud. But where
Mhm.
the request is dropping, we need to track. If you are in somewhere, let's say you are in Bangalore and you are searching the application, I am here. In between, how many networks connected? We don't know. Where
Mhm.
your request is dropping, that we need to find out. So for that, so I have two things. One, if your request is entered into my premises and it is dropping in my premises, then I can find out something problem at my premises. If the request is not even entering into the my premises, then how can I find where your request is dropping? That should check from your side, or the man in the middle attack. In the mid of the network, some ISP is connected or some other network is connected. There we have to check.
Okay.
Cool. If you are clear, then I'll show you the deletion process. Cool. First, delete your server. Once server is deleted, since it will be creating ENI, Elastic Network Interface, which is nothing but this one. This one. Loop back and this Ethernet port, which supports these things. So these are comes from your Elastic Network Interface with one of the private IP address. Okay, so this is the private IP address. You can see 10.10.1.15, 10.10.1.15, 10.10.1.7. What is the private IP address of our server? Oh shit, it gone. Here we not seen. So it will be under your subnetwork only. Always under your subnetwork only. One IP will be come to you by DHCP, random IP address. Cool. So that has to delete. Once this server is deleted, go to your VPC. Select your VPC. Click on actions. Delete VPC. It has to give you like this. And then confirm this. Type delete here. and delete it. You are doing class practice here, okay, you are deleting. But always remember, you should not delete any VPC in your project. Otherwise, they will delete you. Okay? Don't delete. And please go through these notes. Read this one. It won't take much. It will only take just 20 minutes to read. Please read it. So you will get very good clarity on each of the service. Cool. Thank you. Any doubts? You can raise your hand now. Is everyone clear? Funny, Akhil, Chandralekha, Nagendra, Nagesh.
Clear, sir.
Yeah, please. Because uh, 5 minutes in the starting of class, we will be having some question and answers. Please don't take it as a wrong, but I have to ask and you have to answer.
Yes, sure, sure. That is mandatory.
Cool then. Thank you everyone. We'll connect on Monday at the same time.